Your side is digging deeper into a ballot filing deadline snafu that's keeping two potential candidates off the ballot for Portsmouth City Council.
They're so upset about it, they're going to court. Somebody dropped the ball on the deadline to file. Now two candidates shut out of the process of democracy are filing a lawsuit. 10 on Your Side's Andy Fox is finding out more on how this happened. Andy?
Snafu is such the perfect word for what's happened here. I mean, Portsmouth Council elections used to be held in May. With the filing deadline for the candidates the first Tuesday in March. This year, for the first time, council elections are in November. So the General Assembly changed the filing deadline on the Portsmouth City Charter from March to June, but kept the deadline on the first Tuesday without thinking. In June, the election and filing deadlines are always on the second Tuesday. Voter registrars and the State Board of Elections said the same thing. And that has created the snafu that will end up in court.
His attorney.
Former Councilwoman Elizabeth Simmons is so mad about not getting a chance to sit on City Council again, she's going to court.
You follow the rules and then you're treated differently. You know, I feel like I've been discriminated against because I followed the rules. You know, that's not right.
Simmons will argue everything she read and was told. The filing deadline to run for Portsmouth City Council was the second Tuesday in June, June 12th. That from the Portsmouth Registrar and from the State Board of Elections.
I followed those rules. Paul Smith followed those rules, and yet we've been excluded. And that's not fair.
Paul Smith is part of the court action, too.
Pretty disappointed. I think a lot of people would be pretty disappointed as well. I think there's a fairly good opportunity this election cycle, and I was looking forward to it.
The injunction would be against the three-person Portsmouth Electoral Board. Bill Watts faces the lawsuit for going with a newly changed city charter that says the first Tuesday in June is the filing deadline.
They followed the advice of State Board of Elections and the AG, the Attorney General. So we followed what they said, and we feel like we're in compliance with the law.
The problem is the charter says first Tuesday when the polls close. There's never an election on the first Tuesday of June. Simmons will argue she was being asked to do an impossible thing, a period of time that simply did not exist. The election is always the second Tuesday of June, just like it was with the Republican primary last week.
You have to go with the charter change because the charter supersedes the state, because this was actually acted on by the General Assembly.
Simmons isn't buying that at all.
Smarter, Andy. It doesn't matter. You follow the rules from the Electoral Board. The Electoral Board sets the standard.
And that is not clear tonight, and that's why it's going to court. Now, the court papers have not yet been filed. Ironically, Councilman Steve Heretic, who is also running, is providing free legal advice to Simmons and Smith. Ironically, if Heretic is successful, he will have more people running against him. So you say, hey, how about that? But the thing is that usually with incumbents, you want as many people running against you. You want a lot of people. Why? Because that dilutes the negative vote. And so we are finding this very interesting as it all unfolds in front of us.
Quite a story there.
I'd say so. All right, Andy, thanks.